Here we are in the summertime period here on Chequamegon Bay, catching Chequamegon Bay's world famous smallmouth bass out here in the middle of nowhere on some offshore structure. Catch them in a variety of techniques. This one I got actually on live bait. Actually the smallest one of the day. This fish came up and hit it 3 times before he actually got the hook. Got hooked good that time. It's the little one here. But yeah, we'll give you some tips and techniques on how to catch these fish out here in the summertime. Summertime is one of the best times to come out here and catch these fish. And actually there's no one fishing today, which is, you know, pretty weird. Summertime, hardly anyone out here chasing these fish. The fall is the same way. Catch lots of fish and they're big and they fight hard. So just stick with us and we'll give you some tips and techniques how to catch these fish. Well, we just released that last one, and you know, with these smallmouth, one thing with them is they do travel in schools, and usually out here in pairs. Here's a little bit of, there's about three other fish right now with this one. So there's a big school on top of this rock pile we're on. This is a better fish. This is about the average size fish we're catching today. About 4.5 pounds. Really good, healthy fish. Again, this one hit the live bait. But again, I mean, you know, no one's out here fishing these fish. It's unbelievable. You know, we're out here all by ourselves today. No one fishing. No pressure at all. But beautiful fish. We'll let you know how we're catching them here in a little bit. Catch another one. The thing that's great about this fishery, it's basically a catch and release fishery. One fish over 22 inches. That's why these fish are so big, so healthy, so fat. I mean, this fish is unbelievable. So come on up and you can catch that fish. Like I talked about earlier, I want to show you a couple of different ways that I like to fish for smallmouth out here on Chequamegon Bay during the summertime period. Right now it's the 1st of August. These fish are really starting to put on the feed bag, and they'll continue to do that from now until ice up. So one of the things is with smallmouth is they're pretty particular from day to day, from color to type of lures and stuff like that. But I just want to give you a couple tips, a couple lures to use out here that, you know, from day to day always seem to work for me, no matter what I find. The best lure out here for smallmouth that I've found has been Berkeley Gulp. Hands down, I catch more fish on this artificial bait than any other bait out here. And particularly the 4-inch minnow. This one's the watermelon pearl. I love this color out here. I also like smelt. I like the pearl and the chartreuse shad as well. Just an excellent bait out here, and day in and day out I can, you know, guarantee that I'm going to catch, you know, at least 1 or 2 fish on this type of bait when all other baits aren't working. Really simple to use. I just use it on a jig head setup, spinning reel. I put it on a 1/4 ounce to up to a 3/8 ounce darter head jig. Just thread it on and just work it through the water column. I'll start on the bottom, and then if I'm not catching any fish on the bottom, I'll work my way up the water column more aggressive as I'm trying to locate and find fish throughout the day. With that, Berkeley Gulp, well, as you can see, I never leave home without too much gulp in my boat. But on the same aspect, another great way I've found for these deep summer fish, when I'm talking deep, I'm talking 10 feet out to 30 feet, where we find them in the summertime, is wacky worming. Now, most people think of wacky worming in shallow water, springtime, spawn type period, but with the advent of you know, these wacky jig heads, you know, this is a tungsten. It's actually 3/8 ounce. I work these all throughout the water column down into 20-25 feet of water. I catch a lot of fish on that with these Berkeley Gulp wacky crawlers and shaky head worms as well. but the Berkeley gulp and these fish just seem to, the fish out here just love the Berkeley gulp. With that, you know, there's plenty of other ways to catch them out here. Drop shotting, you know, big tube jigs, crankbaits. But those are my two best ways for myself to catch fish out here. My confidence lures. Something I just wanted to share with you. So you can come out here and catch a few fish as well. Other than that, live bait works really good as well. And I'll just give you a tip on using live bait out here. I actually got this bait actually dragging behind the boat right now, a sucker minnow rig, which we use a Lindy rig type setup. You know, we have a walking sinker, you know, terminated to a barrel swivel. Then we use about a 5 to 6 foot fluorocarbon leader, and I bring it down to a number 2 or a 1/0 Kale hook, and I hook it to a sucker minnow. Sucker minnows work really good out here if you can find them. Creek chubs and also big red-tailed chubs work great as well. But simple setup, we've all used it for walleye fishing, works great out here. But the one key thing I've found is using FinTech Tech Stick walking sinkers. These things are awesome. They eliminate snags out here. They do get snagged up, but I can get them out almost every time. You don't lose your rig. You're not retying all the time. And without retying, you can take these sinkers off and replace them with bigger sinkers. This is a 3/8 ounce, and I can use all the way up to 1 ounce if I wanted to. Great item to use out here, so you're not constantly retying. Saves me a lot as I'm out here guiding all the time. So there's your tip of the week from On the Spot Fishing Updates. So we'll see you next week. Take care.